Hey you guys, Mar-lyn with Beautiful Beena Designs. I'm here today to share some opinions I have on some products that I've just begun using and experimenting with. This is not an expert review by any means. It's more of a first impression or newbie user opinion. Okay, so this is Alcohol Inc.'s My 2 Cents. And the reason that I'm coming to you with this today is I think that there are probably a lot of people out there like myself who either are curious about Alcohol Inc. and are just going to purchase some to sort of figure out what they're all about and see if they like them, that kind of thing. Or like me, you may be a subscriber to the Simon Says Stamp Card Kit of the Month. And this month we got a really cool kit with some great new products that I've never used before, including Alcohol Inc.'s, some Yupo paper. We got some Alcohol Inc. Lift ink, which is another Tim Holtz for Ranger product. I did start using that a little bit and experimenting with it, but I'm not going to talk about it in this video. I may come back with either a Tuesday quickie or maybe I'll share my opinions during my upcoming card share. But for today, we're going to focus on the Alcohol Inc.'s, the papers, and also a product, spoiler alert, you guys, a product I absolutely love and had never used before, Gina K Fancy Foils. So let's go ahead and I'll share a little bit what I mean with you. So starting with the very first creation that I made with the Alcohol Inc.'s, this panel is, ironically, my favorite. It was my first attempt, and I really, really like it. So I used the 3 inks that came with the Simon Says Stamp kit. We have Stream, Sunset Orange, and Sunshine Yellow. So what I did for this piece is I took the inks and I created strips. I put first the Stream, and then I came over here with the Sunset, the Sunset Orange. And I think I put 2 strips of each. And then I came back and put some yellow in the middle. And those colors started to, it is liquid, so they started to spread and move a little bit. And they began to blend together. But that really picked up when I added this alcohol blending solution, Tim Holtz Ranger product. I did purchase this separately. I had seen a lot of artists use it in different videos and things on YouTube, and I wanted to try it. So when I saw these Alcohol Incs. were coming from Simon Says Stamp, I ordered this alcohol blending solution, and I am so glad I did, you guys. When I added this alcohol blending solution to those inks, it was like I gave them roller skates. It was amazing. That ink just started moving more quickly, and almost as if it combined with this blending solution and it became thicker. And just those colors, they just ran together. And anyway, it was, I'm at a loss for words because I loved so much creating with these Alcohol Incs. and watching them just decide what they were going to do. Once you lay these Alcohol Incs. down, you don't have a ton of control over what's going to happen. One thing that I did with some of these is I used a drinking straw and I used it to blow some of those fluid inks around, the Alcohol Incs. around, so that I had a little bit of control which direction they were going. But really the inks do the work. And if you create something that you decide you don't love, the inks are very forgiving as well. So you can come back in with more ink or more blending solution or even alcohol and start to change it up and create something that you really do love. So always keep that in mind. I set a timer for each of these. So all the panels I'm going to show you, after I laid down the ink and any blending I was going to do, as soon as I was happy with the panel, I took my hands off of it and I started a timer, 1 minute, 30 seconds. That seemed to be a good amount of time. For some of them that had more ink, I'll show you some examples, it wasn't quite enough. So depending on a lot of different factors, you have to figure out what's going to be good for you. I do think climate's probably even a factor, so whatever's going to work well for you. But for me, it's between 90 seconds and 2 minutes. And then I can come in with those foils, lay it down, rub it in, pull it back, and you can see here that I really got some beautiful transfer, and I'm so sorry about the glare. These are really shiny pieces. but I got some beautiful transfer there, and I'm really happy with this. I'm looking forward to making a card with it. So next, we have here a very similar product, very similar sample, I should say. I did the same thing. I laid down my strips of Stream, my Sunset Orange, and then my Sunshine Yellow in the middle. I did not use alcohol blending solution. This time I used regular rubbing alcohol. So this is just the regular rubbing alcohol I had under my sink in my bathroom, like most of us I think do. I used this little syringe so that I was more easily able to add drops to my panel. And with the alcohol, now I don't know the science behind this. I'm not even going to tell you that this is fact. This is my opinion. But what I felt like was, whereas the alcohol inks combined with that blending solution and really flowed together well, I felt like when I put the alcohol down, the inks were trying to get away from the alcohol, if that makes sense. It's like they were moving away. I got a lot of diluted spots. I lost a lot of intensity. This is a pretty panel too. I'm not saying that you can't get great results with the alcohol, but it is different. And I felt that it didn't flow quite as smoothly. And my opinion, for general use, I do prefer the blending solution. So the blending solution is here on this side. The alcohol is here on that side. So those are my first two samples. Both of these are on Yupo paper. Both of these use the orange Gina K foil. Everything is the same except for the blending medium that I used. Okay, next, these are two samples where I did not wait long enough for the inks to dry. So here I kind of created the same thing. I did the same thing as I did with the other two panels. This is the blending solution. This is the alcohol. I wanted to find out whether it was just a fluke. Maybe I unintentionally put more ink on the one that flowed better, or whatever the case may be. So I created the same exact two panels to the best of my ability, the same exact, with the Stream, the Sunset Orange, the Sunshiny Yellow strips in the middle. Blending solution over here, once again, flowed great. Alcohol over here, once again, you can see that I got a lot of diluted spots, a lot of those marks where sort of that alcohol dried. And again, maybe that's what you're going for. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just the differences I'm pointing out. Then I came in with that same orange foil, but I didn't wait long enough. And the foil, I didn't get a lot of transfer, and the foil took a lot of my ink off. So you can see here where those spots of ink, where it's really bare, it's pretty scarce. That is because I pulled it away with this foil. So I would say that the results with this set of panels was identical to the results from the first set, with the exception that I removed a lot of that alcohol ink by not waiting for it to dry well enough. Okay, next samples I'd like to share with you. Those were all using these Ranger alcohol ink. I had previously purchased, but hadn't yet used, Jacquard, if I'm saying that right, a set of Jacquard. And once again, excuse the glare. Let me just take a few of these out. So I had purchased a package of these. They're really inexpensive by comparison to the Ranger products. I will show you what I made with these, and I would say the Ranger alcohol inks, I did prefer them. I did feel like I got better movement with them, maybe better coverage, but I will also say that these are great too. They were fine. I am not unhappy with my results. So maybe either choose based on the budget you have available, or if possible, get some of each and see what you like best. I think they're all great. They're all great. So using those Jacquard Pinata, if I'm saying, I don't know if it's Jacquard, if I'm saying that right. Here again on Yupo paper, same thing. I did the blue. I did a blue, a purple, and a magenta. So where is that blue? I wanted to compare the products, but I also wanted to get some different colors. I didn't want all of my panels to have the same colors. The set I purchased did come with colors similar to this yellow, orange, and the stream. And I guess I could have done apples to apples, but really how many card panels do I need that are the same colors? So I went in with Baja Blue, Passion Purple, and Senorita Magenta. I like it. And this over here, I should keep things same. This one here is the alcohol blending solution, and this one here is the rubbing alcohol. So the rubbing alcohol in this instance made a much more significant difference. When using these Jacquard Pinata inks, I did feel like the alcohol dried them up a little bit more than it did with the Ranger inks. Now with the blending solution, I did get a little bit of a different type of movement. I do believe that I do prefer those Ranger alcohol inks to the Jacquard Pinata, but I mean, this is a really pretty card panel. This is using the alcohol blending solution and those 3 colors. And then I came in with these and I used a green foil, a green shade that came in those fancy foil designs. So I have a couple more examples to share with you. Here is I started just playing. I just started putting all colors down and a couple of different colors of foil and blowing it around with my straw, adding drops afterward, and really just having fun. So there isn't really any comparison to share with you here, but just a few more examples using that Yupo paper. And I did have one sheet of Yupo paper that a friend gave to me, so I had that on hand as well. I had a little bit extra. Now, something else that I wanted to try, I had heard some people use glossy photo paper with their alcohol inks. I have a bunch of glossy photo paper, so I thought it would be great if I could use it for some really cool projects. So I came in, and this, again, I'm going to show you that first panel I showed you in the very beginning. This one, I came in and I wanted to use all the same products except swap out the paper. So I used the stream, the orange, the yellow, in some stripes. This one I did put it down in a slightly different pattern because I was hoping it'd come out great. And again, I wanted a little bit of variety in my panels. But this, it did not come out great. This is the result that I got with my glossy photo paper. This might be something you like to use if you want to create a project where you have a little bit more control. You can see exactly where I laid every one of these colors down. This paper was definitely a little bit too porous. It went into the paper. It did not flow on top of the paper. And once I added the alcohol blending solution, it really didn't make any difference. It just, you can even see kind of where the blending solution dried. The blending solution moved around a little bit, but that ink was set pretty much as soon as I put it down. I waited the 90 seconds. I came in with some foil. I did wind up, I guess there was just a lot of ink there. I wound up with a little bit, but for the most part, this ink absorbed into this photo paper and I didn't even get any foil transfer. So with a few exceptions where maybe you want control of this ink, maybe with like a paintbrush, if you use this ink in a paintbrush, the glossy photo paper might be a good choice. But for general use and to get that really cool, neat flow, I do not recommend glossy photo paper. And this is Canon glossy photo paper. It's great for pictures. It's very good paper. It's just not the right choice for this project. Finally, I went ahead, I used up all my Yupo paper the first day, so I went ahead and I ordered some new paper from Amazon. And this is not the Ranger paper, it's by Legion. And this one here is Yupo translucent. I was really curious about that. I wanted to see how it would look. I'm going to have to get some more white Yupo paper too. But I like this. It's kind of thicker and less translucent than vellum, but it is a little bit see-through, and I could see lots of reasons why I would like to specifically use this translucent paper. Like here you can see that blue cover of the notepad or the pack of paper behind it. I could see lots of reasons why I'd like to use this for its translucency, But once you put the alcohol inks on it, if you put this on top of a white card, it would look like it was white paper. I did create one panel today using this, and I did dots instead of stripes. I did less blending, and I did this one in 2 steps. So once again, I just used the 3 colors that came with that Simon Says stamp kit. I dropped the colors on, and I did first I put down Sunset Orange, a bunch of drops. Then I put down Sunshine Yellow, a bunch of drops. I waited the 90 seconds, and I came in with some red foil. That Gina K Fancy Foil pack that we received with the kit has 6 different colors in it, and I came in with red, and I got a decent amount of transfer there. Really liked that. Then I came back in with my stream. I put a bunch of stream dots down, and then once again with the Sunshine Yellow, put just a few yellow down, and then waited the 90 seconds and came in with that same green foil that I showed you guys on a project earlier. So I was really happy with how this came out. This was a 2-step process as far as ink, dry, foil transfer, ink a second time, dry, foil transfer a second time. But I was curious how it would work out, and I was really happy with how it worked out. These sheets of paper are 5 by 7, so I will trim this down for a card panel. And I mean, the options are limitless. I could have gone back in here 4 more times and put 4 different colors of foil, and I don't know, it's just, this is really fun. If you can't tell by how excited I am on this video, alcohol inking is a pretty cool and fun new way of creating for me. So here are all of the panels that I shared with you today. I really like this one for a galaxy. That was one I created when I was just messing around. After I did my comparisons, I just started dropping ink on the papers and really, really enjoyed creating these. So you guys, thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I hope you found this informative and helpful. Again, they are only my opinions, but I do hope to help you make informed choices. And of course, I also hope to inspire you to create beautiful things. Thanks so much. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.